Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. Unfortunately, today I don't have my co-host with me, Abrar, but he'll be back with me soon on the next episode. Today we'll be reviewing the New Zealand versus Australia first T20 international. New Zealand winning by 53 runs. They posted 184 thanks to Devon Conway, a fantastic innings. 99 of 59 balls, one short of his 100. He came in, those wickets flying everywhere. New Zealand at one stage were 19 for 3. He built the innings steadily, and then he got some support from Glenn Phillips and then James Neesham, and then he just took off. I think it was a fantastic innings. Slow start, working the singles. This wasn't the traditional New Zealand grounds, the small grounds where you just touch it and it flies to the boundary. You had to put some effort in your shots. The twos and threes were available as well. So he did that. He built his innings, and then when the time came, like the last 5 6 overs, he took off, and it took the score to another level. At one stage, it looked like New Zealand will struggle to get to 150, but 184. This pitch wasn't easy, like for batsmen coming in, a bit too paced here and there. Something in it for the fast bowlers with the new ball, then with the spin for the spinners as well as the ball got older. But yeah, I think it was a fantastic innings. And for Conway, this is his fifth innings in a row where he's got a 50. I think he's got three 90s, a 60 odd and a 50 odd in his last 5 innings. So he's in unbelievable form. Unfortunately, he didn't get picked in the IPL, but he's proving his point right now. And if he can continue this form, it'll be incredible for him and for New Zealand. Australia, they started off well, but then, once Conway got stuck into them, it became a bit more difficult for them. Zampa and Jai Richardson had impressive economy rates and figures. But the likes of Kane Richardson, Daniel Sams, and Ashnega, they all went 10 runs and over. That's when Conway got set and just started to find the boundary. So yeah, I think 184 on this pitch was a match-winning score, and we saw it again. New Zealand came into both; they picked up early wickets as well. Um, Australia losing the likes of Finch, Felipe, Wade, and even Maxwell very early. They're very disappointing. I think they have a good batting lineup. A few players not there, the likes of Smith and Warner not playing, but still they have some really good batsmen. But even Stoinis, he didn't get going. I think the only batsman who was impressive from Australia was Mitchell Marsh. He was pulling the ball well. Anything short, it was just disappearing. But apart from him, Ashton Agar also had a small cameo. But apart from that, there's no one contributed. They needed a big innings in the top four, like how Conway did for New Zealand, and they'd be very disappointed. For New Zealand, there was it showed the pick up the bowlers picking up 4 wickets. Economy just 7. He flighted the ball, wasn't afraid even if he got hit, and he just kept picking up wickets. That's the advantage of a leg spinner in the modern game in T20 cricket. They might go for runs, but they'll pick up wickets and it slows down the rate. Wickets is the best way to control the economy, and that's exactly what it showed he did. Tim Southee and Trent both picking up a couple of wickets as well. Southee's figures outstanding. 3 overs, 10 runs, 2 wickets. That's an economy of 3.33 in T20 cricket. Just unbelievable. Satner also chipped in with the wicket, and Kai Jamieson was kind of expensive. Like it just got bought in the auction. A lot of eyes on him. Maybe he would have been nervous. I think he bowled a bit a tad short today. His pace was also not right up there, but I think he'll get into his groove. But yeah, he'd be apart from that. I think there was an all-round performance from New Zealand. Excellent. Australia will need to come back strong. Yes, they have a few players missing, like I mentioned, David Warner, Steve Smith. Even the bowling lineup, like the likes of Cummins, Stark, even his were not playing. So, but they still have some. They have a lot of squad depth, so they have some excellent players. I think for the bowling, the death bowling was a bit of an issue. They want to work on that. Maybe hit those yorkers a bit more, vary the pace as well. Those good length deliveries were disappearing on these pitches, and I think yeah, they'll need to improve on that. And batting, they have to improve. I think a few of the batsmen are a bit tentative. They started slow and they just got out. Maybe they need to balance aggressive and balance maybe aggressive and working the singles. They have to balance that. Maybe a few players just go out and hit those boundaries, and the other players can work the singles. They need to sort out a game plan in that way. Like New Zealand, for them, it's sorted. They have like Williamson to build the innings and stuff, and the batsmen around him will hit. And we saw today as well, like Conway, the innings was focused around him, but the likes of Neesham, even Phillips, they supported him really well. So Australia need to come up with a batting plan like that going into the next match. It sets up for a great series. New Zealand at home are a very tough team to beat, and it'll be difficult for Australia, but they do have the talent, so they'll need to come back strong, and they probably will. They have some quality players. Finch is a very experienced captain. If he starts going, it'll be difficult to stop him. New Zealand, on the other hand, looking like a solid team. And from batting to bowling, fielding, they have variety everywhere. And it sets up an interesting series. Until then, I'll catch you for the next T20. Until then, take care, have fun, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show.